What up, world?
What up, friends?
It's your boy Jimbo.
I'm that guy, Joe.
And welcome to a very special episode of One Beer at a Time. We got a special guest tonight. Danny Moriarty.
What's up?
Professional MMA fighter. Ooh. Homeboy for years.
Oh, yeah. For like 8 years.
Yeah.
Or something like
Yeah.
I was talking about that when I posted that picture. And my mom was like, oh, that picture is like, well, she was like, 8 years, that's crazy. And I was like, yeah, but what's crazy is like, if you think about it, that means that like, Danny's one of those people from the gym that we've known for closer to 10 years.
Yeah.
Because that picture was from 8 years ago, but I had already been there for like close to 2 years before that.
So some of my buddies were like, hey, can we all get together Saturday? And I was like, nah, man, I'm doing something for the podcast. We got my buddy Danny on. He's a professional MMA fighter. And, I was just kind of, telling him what we were up to. And my buddy goes, man, do not tell him that you ever trained in anything or blah, blah. I go, I've known the dude for a decade. Yeah. We used to fucking throw gloves on in the basement and like drunk fight.
One?
Yeah.
Bros Giving 1 was the ultimate Bros Giving.
Is that the one where that video is from me doing Ludacris?
Yeah. Dude, the Ludacris video, it came up on my memories a a week ago or something like that, and I fucking saw it. I was like, oh my god.
So what do you want to start with, Joe?
We might have to use that.
Oh, we will.
We can, dude. You should. I'll
As a commercial?
Yeah.
All right, Danny. So you are on the show where we drink one beer at a time, give it a review, try different shit. It might suck, it might rock. We don't fucking know. However, we've got a stout, an IPA, and a sour. You tell me where you want to start.
Sour, dude.
Want to start on the sour?
Our least favorite on this show.
All right.
But we are fans of Pie Felicia.
All right, so I'll pour them up and then hand the can to you, Joe.
Pie Felicia is modern. I knew it. I couldn't remember. I was going to guess, but I'm glad I didn't because I was going to say Maplewood.
Be glad you weren't here last night for the sour we had last night.
Oof.
Might have been the hottest garbage I've ever fucking had in my life.
So Pie Felicia is from our friends at Modern Brewery.
It sounds good.
Let's see. Kettle sour brewed with peach, apricot, vanilla, and cinnamon. 6% alcohol. Right here in St. Louis, Missouri. It's got a fun little festive rainbow sherbety kind of little can. It's all good.
A little sediment in there.
Kettle sour.
Cinnamon.
Clank it.
Cheers, boys.
Drank it.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, you know what?
That's really fucking good.
That's peach, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I can get
Peach
down
pie.
on that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Because peach is not an inherently sour fruit like some of the other shit.
Good point. It's not a real tart fruit.
It's not a tart fruit.
Because this is pretty tart.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things I keep saying, like, because I don't like sour beers, but I've started coming around a little bit, and I figured out that when that tart bitter taste actually like comes from the flavor of the fruit,
Yeah.
I like it a little bit more. But when it's just like a warhead or something, I just don't like this shit,
I love that shit. That's
If it reminds me of raspberry or something, or like
Yeah.
this, then I'm like, okay.
Anything sour.
So you are a sour dude.
So
Okay.
you like
nice.
sours. Have you? So since the last time you were on the podcast, I know you drink a lot less now. But have you gotten any more into craft beer at all, or you still?
A little bit. When you guys did the there was one on there. I forgot it was a blueberry. It was a blueberry one. But I remember trying it on the podcast, and I
Wasn't that a
bought it
stout?
Yeah, it was like a blueberry stout.
Dude,
And
that
I
was
bought
that
it like
four
5
hands.
fucking times.
Yeah.
That blueberry with cacao.
Yeah.
I bought it like 4 fucking times.
Okay.
Yes!
See, this is what we do. We are out here preaching the book of St. Louis craft beer. We bring it down from the heavens.
You guys gave me that one cinnamon one that was so fucking
We purposely tried to throw you through
Yeah, we
the
try to throw you through a ringer.
I was tripping out that you didn't like hate everything.
Yeah.
It like that was the night I brought my own fucking Bud Lights because I was like, if I hate everything, I still want to get
And we
drunk.
did drink like 6 beers.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting drunk off of the craft beers because I was like, these were really good.
So I told you that
Nice, pretty good.
we have been trying to be a little bit more professional, ask a few professional questions. So I want to start off with, who is your idol and why is it Alex Jones' version of Kanye West?
I love it.
All right, no, I'm fucking with you. No, so like we've known you about 10 years, and as long as I've known you, at least the first few years fighting, would you say fighting was like more of a hobby than?
Yeah. Fighting was more of a hobby. I honestly just loved training, and I loved I loved hanging out with my friends, and every single day, you know, like we all were in the gym together, fucking training and stuff. I didn't really like the competition part of it because I didn't like the pressure of that feeling like if I lose, then people are gonna, you know, think less of me or, you know, like whatever. So I just didn't like competing. But I'll tell you, like COVID happened, and then I got into Wolves Den, and we started training there, and I started falling like back in love with the sport, like as far as competing wise, and then it was just like a mental change, and it's stuff that you guys like would have already, like if I came to you guys and was like, if I lose, man, like are you guys gonna like, fucking, you know, like it was some shit that you guys were like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, but it was something I had to go through, and now like I fucking love it. Because I don't give a fuck anymore.
So that was kind of my next question was.
Yeah, so you had already mentally and physically battled back from injury and everything. I think that's part of why shit fell into place for you when you found the right spot.
So that was kind of my next question. Like, what was that change? Was it just like realizing at a different gym, you're like, I actually do kind of like competing? Or what was that? Where did you decide, like, no, I want to fuck? Because now, like I said, you drink less, you party less, you're focused on actually making something out of this. Where was that kind of, like, when did you kind of have that change, and what gave you that, like, no, man, like, I want to take this seriously?
I think it was honestly, like, it was getting a little bit older and like, kind of seeing that, like, training with guys that were my size and, like, kind of seeing, like, where I was at, and my coach was telling me, he's like, I've always told you, like, you're the best in the room. Like, you've always been the best in the room. You just don't believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and if you believe in yourself, then you'll be fine out there when you fight.
And people don't understand that, man. Especially people that don't train at all, but definitely if you've never fought at all, even people who haven't been in an actual like street fist fight.
Yeah.
You know, you don't understand that, like, it's easy to say that, and everybody gets it. Like, believe in yourself, everybody. But in those moments, it's so fucking different when you're that like hyper aware of how much is at risk for you too, and how vulnerable you are too, and your whole mentality and thought process like changes in that shit.
Well, think about it. Like,
it's hard.
We always worked hard. Like when we were getting ready for fights, you always work hard. So you think like, I'm working this hard. I've got all my friends and family coming. Like I can't fucking lose. So then the pressure of that just made me not want to do it, and I was just like, well, I'm just gonna like party on the weekends, you know, like party whenever I want, and then just train with my friends, and like I loved that. That's great, and I'll always do that. But like I think now it's like I want to see like where I can go, because I don't want to be that person that I've always kind of been, where I'm like, I'll watch UFC and I'm like, dude, I can beat that guy.
And you don't want to be.
That leads me to what was going to be.
At least
I didn't at least try.
Yeah.
If I get my ass beat, or if I lose some fights, at least I fucking tried, man.
That leads me to what was going to be kind of my next joke question. But legit, like, who's the biggest bitch in the UFC right now?
Biggest bitch in the UFC.
Like, who do you think doesn't deserve to be there?
CM Punk left, so.
Punk is gone.
Shit. I had to think about it. That's actually a really good question, because there's so many guys.
It's a different level now.
I could look at.
Yeah, but this is going to be the video they go to when he's in the UFC, and he's calling somebody out. They're like, yeah, fine, that's your first fight.
I don't know, man.
Oh, I called it.
I feel like nowadays, guys are so good. Like, there's so many good fighters out there, and everybody's like working on everything. Everybody's getting good at everything. Everybody's starting at a young age. So it's kind of like one of those things, like, everybody's good enough, but it's just, you have to really, like, I'd have to, like, look to see, like, who I thought doesn't look. You have to look at the record. Because honestly, like, everybody looks like a world beater.
Yeah.
But if you look at the record and who they fought and, like, what kind of fighters they've been fighting, you can really tell. I know guys that have 500 records. Like, maybe even less than 500, but they fought fucking killers every time.
Yeah.
And those are the guys that you get one of these undefeated guys against, and you're gonna have some fucking problems. You
taking that Jake Paul Logan Paul fight? They offer it to you, taking Jake Paul Logan Paul?
Dude,
I hate those guys.
I hate them too.
I guess more Jake. Logan picked a lane.
You should fight Jake. You should fight Jake. Dude, the one thing I will say.
I promise I'm not getting knocked out like that.
Yeah, dude. You have to be St. Louis. You have to do his proud.
Right. I'll take. Hey, if I lose the fight, I lose the fight. But I'm not getting knocked out like that.
No, you're not. No, fuck no.
Because I'll be there like this the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time, like it ain't gonna happen. Fuck that, it ain't gonna happen.
The one thing I will say is, like, when you have unlimited money and you have unlimited resources, you're gonna obviously get better quick because you have all the time in the world to
Well,
train and get better and do whatever. Like most of us have 9 to 5.
Those guys have never had real jobs. That's what I try to tell people when I talk
No,
my shit.
which one of them made the fucking Suicide Forest video? How has he not been just like fucked off the earth?
He was fucked off the earth. He came back. Like
Yeah,
somehow.
you shouldn't come back from that.
Yeah.
When I talk,
When you're
my
like
little
pointing
shit,
at somebody hanging at you, you're like,
Yeah.
no, man, you need to be fucked off the earth and left off the earth.
Yeah, I always say
I
that when
actually
talk your
nominate
shit.
him for Elon Musk's first attempt at landing a solo person on Mars.
Let's send that son of a bitch.
With no way to get back. And like, hey man, maybe we'll make it out there again in the next year or two, but like...
He'll still be out there making his little videos by himself. He won't even have a phone.
He'll have to make his own suicide... He'll have to make his own suicide video.
Oh.
Ooh, got
But
dark
yeah,
there.
like you were saying, I do always tell people when I talk any shit, I'm like, but these dudes have literally, like, they're like athletes. They've been working out their whole lives and doing these goofy little videos. I'm like, fuck yeah, they train their asses
dude,
off.
that's
It's
the other
not
thing is like
they're garbage.
Never mind,
You know?
never mind my lack of being in the gym for the last year, but like, dude, if you paid me to do nothing but work
But
out,
train. Yeah, you're gonna be a beast.
I could be a fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I could be in the UFC, but like as far as fitness, like
No, dude.
I could be fucking ripped if they were like, yeah, man, you don't got to do nothing. That's why I like when celebrities are like, this is my my training schedule. It's like, oh great, let me get that in sometime in my 60 hours of work this week. You know, you're like, well, I'm in the gym at 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
I eat 19 eggs, a piece of salmon.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they have
great, give me a
nutritionists
personal
and
chef
cooks.
and a fucking my personal gym, and I'll do the same goddamn thing. Pay me $1 million a year. Fuck off.
Most of us have to do that shit on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all fucking day.
All day you're meal prep and you're throwing shit in the freezer. By Wednesday or Thursday, you're like, oh, I'm so sick of this shit. And you're like, I kind of want to just fucking order some Chinese food today.
So before we move on to the next one, we gotta rate this girl.
Oh, a 10, dude.
For a sour, that's
I had
a
a feeling you
for
were
a
gonna
sour
feel fuck yeah.
for a sour, that's a fuck yeah for me.
10.
That's because it's peach and I love.
I'm only there
succulent
with you
peach.
because that's one that I'm like, I'll drink.
I would drink that again. I would buy one of those. I would buy one of those.
Get a 4-pack.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you were gonna love it.
I like
'cause our little regular ass rating system is we have our meh,
Yeah.
okay, and fuck yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I love it.
The
dude.
fuck yeah is something where you're like, I want to go out and buy that.
Yeah.
I would go out and buy
The
that.
blueberry,
The
the blueberry one. Yeah.
Went out and bought it 4 times, bought a 4-pack.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, Joe. So what do we got next?
This here, we're going back to, we're staying at Modern Brewery. So this is the 3 Stacks of High Society. Sounds ridiculous. But anyway, it's a New England style oat cream IPA.
Oh.
That means but the
That's
can
either
is
going to be really
dope.
good or hot garbage.
This can is fire, dude. And if you
Well, I don't
if you
wanna
watch
use
the
this
last,
signature line.
It smells like Citywide.
if you watch the last episode,
Yeah, it does actually.
you'll know.
Oh, look at Danny.
Whoa.
Connoisseur over here.
Okay.
Look at Danny. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. It fucking tastes like Citywide too.
Creamier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little creamier.
That's
Oh,
that oat
creamier.
cream.
It's that oat cream.
It does kind of have that citywide.
Yeah, it does. But like I'm gonna go ahead and rate this now. This is
statewide is fine.
this is an okay.
This is a
I would
good-
not run out and grab this again.
This is a good.
But that creaminess is a little bit.
This is a nice
it's a
beer.
little bit
I like
interesting.
it.
But yeah, it's not like standing in the
when I went
lights
through
and
my
shit.
alcoholic phase, I drank Citywide probably every single day. So like I know.
Oh,
what
okay.
Citywide tastes like.
Okay.
It just tastes like
What,
Citywide.
when was your alcoholic phase? Was that like during lockdown? Or?
Dude, no, it was before it, dude. No, I mean, like I would go to practice, and I would practice, and I'd go to Quick Trip, and I'd buy a 4-pack of Citywide, and I would just get home, and then I would drink the 4-pack.
Oh, that's not as bad as my alcohol. My alcoholic phase was like I got laid off from work or furloughed. Talk about a word that like nobody knew what the fuck that meant until COVID. I got furloughed. My wife's a nurse, so even though I was only furloughed for a week, I kept getting sent home for like 2-week stretches every time she was in contact with somebody. And it got to the point where you're at the liquor store, and I even cracked it. I go, fuck, I feel like we're here almost every day. And then I got home. Well, I got home, and I was like, fuck, I forgot something. I had been like mixing cocktails. Dude, we go back. I ran up there the next day, and the checkout lady, she goes, oh, you are here. Oh, fuck. I'm here every day. She goes, you really are. I go, all right, new liquor store. Can't come here anymore. New liquor store. Can't come here anymore. Yeah, I got to start rotating these, man.
They
But-
don't know your name. They're like, come here. They're like, come on. What do you here? I got yours right here.
That's part of what.
Oh, dude, that same liquor store.
Hang out with us at Beer Sauce.
Dude, I'd be down. I see you guys go up there.
Because
They got good food, don't they?
shout out to Steve at Beer Sauce. Yeah, they got some food, and like, dude, he's cool as fuck. He's cool as shit for real. Like all these brews, if he's got them on tap, you can be like, hey man, can I try this one and that one? And do you mind if I try that one too? And he'll pour a sample of all of them. He's like, here, try, because he wants you to make sure you're getting a brew that you want. And so it's such a good spot to go and try out craft beer.
And I will tell you that I was at Total Wine, which is not typically a good place to try stuff, but I was there often enough, and I got to kind of know this whiskey. One day I'm just kind of browsing the whiskey. He goes, come on over here, man. He goes, I got to show you something. And he like opens this case where they keep stuff that they do sample, but like,
right.
And he goes,
yeah.
And he pulls his bottle out. It's like $100 bottle of bourbon. And he's like, you gotta fucking try this, man. And just middle of the store, just like pours me a shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, sweet.
Nice, dude.
You know.
That's a good little trip to Total Wine.
Because he was like, you seem to know
Shout
at
out
least
to
a little
Guy
bit.
at Total
He's
Wine.
like, he sounds like, yeah, Guy at Total Wine. You were the man.
What location?
Brentwood, the fucking
Okay.
nightmare location.
Okay.
That whole
This podcast is
promenade.
blowing up that he's gonna be like, nice, thanks, guys.
He's like, that guy's
I'm
be like,
Guy at
I'm
Total
Guy at Total Wine.
I'm
I was Guy at Total Wine.
Yeah, it is a terrible place getting in and out.
That
It's gonna
promenade
take
is
you
the
a half
worst.
hour to get
Yo,
out of
God.
out of the parking lot.
That-
Is that the place by
that's
that
the
dog
Target.
social place? Or no, that was
No, that's the one. No, I'm talking about the one down in Brentwood off of 40 and 170.
Farty fire?
Farty fire. No, it's Farty.
Don't make fun of me last time I fucking said that.
Dude, you notice some of the people we work with legit say Warsh and Farty.
Party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an old
fucking-
Domino's commercial, like the old Domino's. Do you remember that back in like the 90s? It was like,
He ain't from here. He and I are young.
oh. Highlight Party Bar?
No.
Farty fire.
Dude.
Farty fire.
Farty fire.
Dude, my
it's so
grandfather
Irish, right?
my grandfather
Farty
used to say
Farty.
Warsh.
Farty fire.
Farty
Dude, my
fire.
dad does the best fucking Irish accent. It's so
Your dad's
funny.
the man.
I don't
Shout
know
out to Dan Senior.
I don't know what the fuck you're
He
talking
does
about,
his,
boy.
dude, he does these coffee enemas where you know what enemas are?
Yes.
Dude, he fucking, so like, there was one time I was like, Dad, what the fuck is this? And it was like his shit that he did. He's like, what? I put a wee bit of tube on my arse. Like, fuck that.
So like I've heard of a coffee enema.
Does your dad drink beer?
If I drink with him, probably.
I want to do, so this is the second show we've done with Danny, but
Yes.
I want to do a third with you and your dad.
Dude, he was
Dude,
killing
you've
me.
never met Dan Senior.
No.
I haven't seen that dude in years.
He was killing
You don't
me.
understand.
He was shouting, like, because I told him, so I was down at this gym, sparring ESMMA. Shout out to Eric. He fucking
Oh, yeah.
came out and spar. And their guys are like, he's got like kind of like a newer team that he's developing, and these guys are fucking good for the amount of time they've been fucking training. It's crazy how good they are.
Yeah, they're building
But-
over there for sure.
So like,
We're
I'll
on
go in
notice.
and my dad's like, all right, he's like, we're gonna do this. I'm like, Dad, I'm just fucking playing, dude. Like chill. And he's like freaking out. He's like, no, you step to the right. We're gonna bang the body kick. We're gonna do this.
He's
I'm
getting
like,
all
Dad,
serious.
Dad, chill. So then when he starts talking to me, I get fucking serious. So then I start going. So he's like talking to me. He says something, and I like, I kicked this. Just threw like a hard body kick, and I felt bad. He was throwing across the same time. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, you
Ooh,
see
perfect.
what I'm talking about? Like, shut the fuck up.
He probably
can't-
did it to him on purpose too.
Dude.
Because like
When
your
he
dad's
talks to
always
me,
in
yeah.
your corner.
When he talks to me,
Like his
dude,
dad corners
yeah.
him in
Yeah.
every fight. So of course, if you get
Yeah.
He starts talking to me, and I'm just like, all right, I gotta go.
All right, what's this last beer, Joe?
All right, so number 3, we're leaving Modern Brewery. We're going on down to Festus, Missouri. We're gonna have the Main and Mill Brewing Breakfast Days French Toast Stout,
Ooh, I like some French toast.
brewed with cinnamon, vanilla, maple syrup, and lactose. It's that lactose thing we were talking about with Sadiq last night.
Oh, you good, man? You good? I ain't gonna get. I ain't gonna get talky back to a fighter.
Shut up. If you were
I forgot my words.
What? What do you get? What? What are you gonna do?
We need you, bro.
Yeah. God, dude,
No,
the first-
no,
the first
that's
roast
6
dinner-
years ago, Jimmy versus
Dude,
Danny.
Where we fucking locked up, and he just fucking tosses me. Fucking like because we were like doing the boxing shit. Where I'm like sitting there like, oh, this is fun, you know, like whatever. The dude just grabs me and fucking just hip tosses me across the room. And I was like, God damn, dude.
Was it my Kasoriyama or whatever?
Yeah.
Back when I actually knew the terms for judo, because first of all, I did that for Merrimack, like. I did that at Merrimack College's college credit. I took judo,
awesome.
So like I had to take a written test.
But it's funny because it was
That's
like he kind of knew what he was doing.
Well, that dude, because the dude that I learned from, he was the wrestling coach at Merrimack, but also he was this like 80-year-old Japanese guy that had a black belt in like 5 martial arts, and he was the baddest motherfucker you've ever seen over 80.
Just carved out of wood.
Yeah, dude. Like
you try to grab this fool and nothing moves.
Mr. Mirikatani. Mirikatani.
Dave Mirikatani, I know who that is.
So that's his son, I think.
Yeah, I was like, no, he's.
You're talking about, because I know his son does something.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
He coaches wrestling.
Yeah, Mirikatani. That was the guy that taught me judo, and like first of all,
Woodley's a lot.
First of all,
okay.
part of why I got good at the throws, because when I took the first semester of it, the only other guy they could pair me with was like 350 pounds, built like a bowling ball. Honestly, it was, you remember the movie Hook?
Yeah.
You remember the black kid?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
It was like that kid grew up. It was like that. It was like Thug grew up. But he could move, like, this was wild. When we would do like the warm up where you just kind of like circle around, you're kind of like side shuffling, circling around. That kid could move like lightning, but he was built like a goddamn bowling ball. So like the first time we actually had like go into like contact throws and like practice throws, again in my mind I'm like not understanding what judo is, that it's about mechanics and using your body.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just muscle this shit. Now I realize the dude was fucking 350 pounds. So I like throw my arm around his shoulder and pulled my back out.
Yep.
Because I was like, fuck.
Just hit the back, coach.
So from there on, I was there. Mr. Mirikatani was like, "That's why we use mechanics." I go, "I get it now." So I had to
Can't even breathe all the way.
every class.
I got it.
Every class, I had to throw a dude that was 3, and literally he goes, like, after doing this for like 2-3 weeks, the guy goes, "Did I ever tell you what I weigh?" I go, "No." He goes, "I'm like 360, man." I'm like, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah.
Dude, we gotta try this next one because I smell it. It smells like breakfast time. I don't know.
Smells
what
awesome,
it is.
right? Yeah,
Alright.
it's the Breakfast Days French Toast Stout.
It's breakfast? Okay. Oh.
Real subtle. That's real.
And I can drink this.
Some
I can
coffee.
drink this at 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's what I always say about the breakfast. Have
Oh.
you had a Four Hands Bohemian breakfast?
Well, Danny, that's
Got
what a
enough
good
coffee
alcoholic
taste to
figures
it
out.
Then I'm like, oh, this is literally a breakfast beer.
Yeah.
I want this with like
See,
my
this is
pancakes.
another thing is
Yeah.
craft beer is changing the game for alcoholics, right? Because it used to be like you just had to throw some whiskey in your coffee and
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
it. Now you can have a beer for every hour in the day.
And
Oh,
nobody
you
can
want?
say anything.
And nobody,
You're like, eh.
it's a coffee style.
beer,
It's a
yeah.
craft beer. You're a craft beer drinker.
If you're a teacher,
Excuse
you can
me,
just walk
sir.
around,
It's craft.
You can walk around with this shit in a coffee cup at school if you're a
Yeah.
fucking
And
teacher.
it gets you drunk so much faster.
Yeah.
Hey, there's never been a better time in history to be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I mean, quite honestly.
Well, post-COVID.
Depending on how you look at the worst time.
Post-COVID.
6 of one, half a dozen. 6 of one, half a dozen the other.
We
Dude, I
you know.
all
actually got,
realized.
it's so funny because I started watching. You ever seen that? You ever watch Intervention?
Yeah.
You watch this
Oh
show?
yeah, that show's fucked up.
So the sponsor that I have, they're starting this new company, which eventually, hopefully they'll see this all fucking. It's called Discount CBD. So they have like you can buy all the most high end CBDs and edibles for like the cheapest price. Like they buy all this shit and then they sell it on their site.
Oh, nice.
So like it's so
Nice.
dope. So then they're like, hey man, you want to try these gummies? They're like Delta 9 gummies. I'm like, I usually just smoke them. I'm gonna like, and they're like, no, try it. So I tried. I started like trying them, and they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They're fucking amazing. I bring some.
Hell
for you.
yeah,
Try
man.
'em.
Hell
I
yeah.
have like 9 boxes of them now.
Oh, yeah.
So but like I was sitting there, I turned on Intervention, and I was fucking watching like the alcoholics, and like it just the gummies hit me at the same time, and I'm like, Like, oh fuck. I just
sitting
watching.
there
You
like,
start
why
feeling
am I
guilty.
crying?
You start feeling
Why am I
guilty and
crying?
shit.
You feel guilt, like yeah. You
Like,
feel
God
guilty.
damn it, Walter, you're such a piece of shit
And
to them.
it was after
You're gonna die.
We'd already scheduled this podcast, and I was like, do I still go on the podcast and drink? Like, I feel super guilty now. Watching this guy, like,
Dude,
fucking drink
I
25
feel super
beers.
guilty.
He's like, I lost my whole family. I
Go-
can't stop drinking. And I'm just
Dude.
like, fuck, dude.
Dude, I will tell you one of the.
I'm going on a beer podcast in like 2 days.
I learned when I worked at a liquor store in Massachusetts. I learned like a valuable kind of fucked up lesson. I remember there were several alcoholics that came in every day and like got something specific. But I remember one guy that would come in every day and get a sleeve of either regular Smirnoff nips. In Massachusetts they call them nips. Here you guys airplane bottles. And because I work there, I call them nips still. Anyway, he would get a sleeve of regular or strawberry every single fucking day. He'd come in and that's 10 of them. And like and it progressed to where like he would show up in a car. And then eventually it got to the point where, like, it was a shittier car. And then it was his daughter's, like, Dora the Explorer.
It was a bicycle.
And then, no, I kid you not. And then it was eventually, like, his daughter. It was a bike. And then I kid you not, it was his daughter's Dora the Explorer bike. And I finally.
And then
I
it was
asked.
the daughter's little play school Jeep. And
I asked the owner, I go.
Can I get some alcohol?
I asked the owner, I go, should I start refusing him service? He goes, why? Because he's clearly got a fucking problem. Well, no, and the owner even goes. He goes, and it wasn't the guy was heartless, but he goes, why? And I go, because he's clearly got a problem. He goes, and you think he won't go somewhere else?
Yeah, that's true.
Huh?
That's true.
I was like, hey, you ain't wrong. Might as well make money on it, which is so fucked. By the way, my dad is probably actually going to listen to this one episode because he's like, so what are you guys doing? He goes, you still doing your podcast? I was like, oh yeah, we actually have my buddy on. It's like an MMA fighter. He goes, oh, that's cool. Like, I might listen to that one. I'm like, yeah.
Shout out to the dad.
Shout out, Dad.
So what do we think?
Oh, it's
This is
amazing.
the fuck yeah.
That's a fuck, yeah. Sorry, Dad. My scale is, okay, and fuck, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I want to meet your dad. Does he look like you?
No, you know I'm adopted, right?
Yeah, you remember that?
No, wait, hold on. This is like wait, hold on. This is like the third time he's had this revelation. I'm not kidding.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I kid
You're
you.
always fucking drunk when we hang out.
I kid you not. This is legit like the third time he's had this revelation.
Dude, me and Jimmy, me and Joe have hung out. Like I've been complete. Like the last time we hung out, I was bone dry sober all fucking night. Every time I hang out with Jimmy, I am fucked.
That makes
up.
me sound
And
like
not
I'm the problem.
No, you're not the problem. It's just every time we hang out. I don't think we've ever hung out when I was sober. Like I'm either really high or really fucking drunk.
Well, we always hung out for
But I'm
family
not-
Sundays, drinking,
Yeah,
cooking.
but that's
Yep.
fun. Like,
That's
fun.
that's
shit.
why you always forget about your wife when he's around.
Oh yeah, dude. This guy has introduced me to his wife like 8 times.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In the first couple of years, yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, guys, we're out of beer.
All right. Well, that's that episode. But stay on the lookout. We got a really fun episode with Danny. It's gonna be a second part. It's gonna be
Part
really
two.
different. Check it out.
Stay tuned.